In today's video, I want to talk a little bit about a bike that I just came across this morning. The newly launched Suzuki GSX-8S. Hey there, Walt here from WaltInPA, and as I said in the intro, I want to talk a little bit about this new motorcycle from Suzuki, the GSX-8S. So I was scrolling through YouTube this morning and I stumbled on to a suggested video from MCN, Motorcycle News, and in it they were offering up an interview with people from Suzuki and giving us a first look at this new motorcycle. Now, in the video they mentioned that this is the first truly new Suzuki to hit the UK market in at least 5 years. And they also explained that the SV650 wasn't going to be going anywhere. You know, to settle down some rumors that that bike just might be being discontinued. So when it comes to motorcycles, my favorite segment is the naked bike. In my mind, they are what a motorcycle should be. You know, I'm the type of guy that when I close my eyes and imagine a typical motorcycle, that's what I see. So whenever a new naked hits the market, it always piques my interest, and sure enough, I kind of get into it and check it out. Even though I'm not in the market, I love to know what the companies are coming out with that's going to compete with other nakeds. So as the name implies, the GSX-8S, and I swear that feels like such a tongue twister, falls into the 800cc segment, the category, class. So throughout the video, the host, and I can't think of his name off the top of my head, my apologies for that, is conducting an interview, and he's asking if this new motorcycle from Suzuki was meant to compete in the middleweight class, because it makes a great competitor to motorcycles such as the Yamaha MT-07 and the Honda CB650R, among others. They say no, that's actually not where this motorcycle is competing, because it has features and is larger than all of the other motorcycles in the segment. Well, larger in terms of engine displacement. So this new 800 has a quick shifter and is meant to catch the people that are kind of in between those entry-level 600s and getting a 1000cc motorcycle. Actually, I believe they said between 600s and 900s, which is interesting because I think that more or less puts this new 800 naked in its own segment. You know, it's kind of like what Kawasaki did with this Ninja 400. You've got companies out there, lots of companies out there that are making these great 300cc bikes, and then you've got Honda that's doing a great job with the 500. So Kawasaki kind of threads the needle and creates their own 400 segment, and it does really well. And I'm wondering if that is what Suzuki is attempting here, to catch those people that are relatively new and riding you know, a CB650 and want something bigger, riding an MT-07 and want something a little bigger, but they don't want to go up to a 900 or 1000. So this GSX-8S could potentially be a great option for them. So now I realize that you also have the KTM Duke 790, and this isn't, you know, a brand new one-off motorcycle that has nothing to compete with, but I believe it is going into a market that is not saturated at all, and not nearly as saturated as the 700 or the 900 to 1000 range. So from a visual standpoint, this is kind of an interesting motorcycle. I love the blue. I think that looks great. It's got an angular headlight that's got that Transformer-esque sort of look. Personally, I think it looks an awful lot like an MT-09. I'm probably partial because I own an MT-09, but Lots of the comments in that video say that it looks like someone took a Duke 790 and painted it blue. But some of the interesting crossovers, or the aspects that look a lot like the MT-09, are sort of that V-shaped angular headlight housing. It's got that Cyclops style single bulb or single projector LED headlight kind of plopped in the middle of the headlight section. And when they do the sweeping shot of the side of the bike, you get to see the exhaust, and it tucks up underneath the motorcycle just like an MT-09. The only difference is, instead of porting out the bottom where the exhaust gases are pushed toward the road surface, there is a short silencer section that kind of sticks out the bottom, sticks out the side of the motorcycle. It's kind of like the Honda CB650R, except the exhaust is much less noticeable. So it's an underslung design with an exhaust that ports out to the side, but you can see all the baffles and such underneath that look very much like an MT-09. So as the interview continues on, there's a section where there's some speculation on the price. Suzuki won't confirm or deny it, but the interviewer says that he feels as though expectations for this motorcycle are going to fall into the 8,200 pound range or 8,100 pound range. So a quick check with Siri tells me that puts this bike US price at about $9,100 to $9,200, and that is interesting. Now, I believe the Honda CB650R is actually right around that, if not slightly more expensive. The MT-07, slightly under that. Jump up to an MT-09, it's considerably more. It's closer to $12,000. And I think that if that price is accurate, that's a really solid place to be. Because now, instead of looking at, you know, what you want in terms of motorcycle features and such, price becomes more of an impact, or at least in my mind it will. Because if I were shopping for, let's say, an MT-07, and the race was kind of tight between an MT-07 and a GSX-8S, and it came down to price, I feel like you're getting a lot more motorcycle for not a lot more money going the route of the Suzuki. You're getting more displacement, you're getting quick shifter. I mean, it just seems like it's almost a no-brainer. Again, if these two motorcycles are running neck and neck in your decision-making process, considering the price, again, if this price speculation is accurate, that does some really interesting things for decision making if you're considering a Suzuki GSX-8S. If and when the new motorcycle hits the US market, are you interested in getting your hands on one? Head on down to the comment section and share your thoughts. As always, ride safe, and I will catch you in the next one.